put in a lot of stock in that map working well to even get them to the third where they could win.
Yeah, map where mates are undefeated. I do think this pool is pretty good for EDG, though.
It's not bad.
Overall, yeah, I feel like it could have been worse if Split, Bind were in there. It could have been really awkward.
Yeah.
Could have been a dominant win for Mace. If they can get the win on Haven, because I do think EDG played some great rounds there, but there were some rounds on defense where it just felt like their setups were not particularly well thought out, not a lot of intention behind them. If they clean up more of those defensive rounds, clean across the board, great setups across the board, they steal that map. Okay, Pearl, that's definitely your favoring mates there. This does not be good for EDG. But Abyss, Kong, Jet, he puts up a crazy performance. They've got a shot.
Yeah, there's a real possibility here. EDG put themselves in a great position, but of course, it's still all going to matter what happens on that stage. Now let's go ahead and jump into our masterclass. Very simple question. Who do you think's bringing home the trophy? 50% of our audience says Pacific, and I gotta say, somewhere out there, Achilles is punching the air in a happiness and joy, but really, I don't necessarily disagree with it.
I am surprised actually that there's not more people going for Americas. Across the community, I've seen a lot of belief in G2, generally speaking, but Pacific are just so good at the double duelist meta. They've got a bunch of teams here.
You got T1 and PaperX in a double duelist meta.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're not
there's
even the
no
number
way
one seed.
one of them is going to go crazy.
Yeah, it has to. I mean,
I mean, also really good, but,
you gotta check the statistics.
But I'm going to the teams here that are not the rookie teams, because that's the real danger for Nongshim. But yeah, you're looking at T1 and PaperX. They've done this before. They both won trophies last year.
And again, we really haven't talked much about it, but you got to factor in this atmosphere in here is insanity. So it's going to really just put a lot of pressure on these players when they can't even hear themselves over the deafening audio.
I was going to say, I could see some players or some of these new teams like Gentlemates, they're off to a hot start. Crowds going crazy. They're feeding off that, but if things start going wrong, that's when some of these new teams crumble.